I'm so close when you burn in hell forever. I'm so close when you burn in hell forever.
man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
All-American mustache. Slave for the death matches. Open challenge All-American mustaches. Necro Butcher took shopping carts. Let me put my Clyde Drexler 9000s down. Shopping carts. He took them, whipped them at people's fucking craniums and eliminated them from oblivion. Why? Because he has an all-American fucking mustache, and that's what we're bringing back to deathmatch wrestling. The wispy cowboy mustache, because it's cool and says fuck you to everybody in society, because mustaches are fucking cool as hell. And we're going to bring them back. And I'm going to tell you exactly why they need to come back to deathmatch wrestling. And I'm going to showcase it right now. Imagine, if you will, a world where your favorite deathmatch wrestlers have amazing mustaches. Imagine, if you will, and take the journey of the mustache ride.
Step right up, ladies, and don't be shy. It's a chance of a lifetime. Why ask why? Bunch up your panties, girl, and throw them aside.
Time to saddle up for a mustache ride.
Here's a case that takes place when you sit upon my face. Count down 3, 2, 1, and you blast into space. Tell all your friends now the neighborhood knows about the magical spot right underneath my nose.
But even with a mustache, certain people will never look badass, and that's this guy. That's right. 2024 into 2025, we're bringing mustaches back. Mustache rides instead of merch. Fuck that. Take a ride on a mustache. And if you don't like that, you can take pomade and wipe it into my mustache. Cool people have mustaches, and when the Rhinestone Cowboy comes back from Carnage Cup, we're going full-blown fucking Wyatt Earp on this bitch. And all I gotta say, 14 years, Yeet finally has a solo championship. Yeah!
I'm so close to when you burn in hell forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. I'm your host, PK with the BLVD, and I'm joined by my friends, my crew, my fam, the lads, the lickers. First and foremost, a man who traveled to Houston, Texas to spearhead the first ever 7 show, split off from 6, soon to be 8, 9, 10, 11. Shut the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-host of the show with Kevin Gill with 2 L's. A man who's won the Showcase Showdown. A man who is a CZW Hall of Famer, which is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the TOD as well on this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, my wrestling father. A father we can all be proud of Larry Legend.
Larry.
Thank you, Pat. I'm glad to be here. I've got my 7 shirt. Also, it was not the first 7 show. It was the first 7 show in Houston.
And with Larry Legend.
Right, of course, of course. How could I? And
yeah, I'm here.
Another man, a man who is quite possibly the most hated man in the entire deathmatch community. A man who says it like it is and does it like he says. Or something. Are those regular beers?
It's a Heineken. It's a Heineken Silver. I'm watching my weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a wrestler and you're going to fight this guy, just make sure that you come correct, because this guy can fucking pow, zoom, right in the kisser, and then guess what? One punch, Bad Take Bry, the merch guy, just ended your entire fake life as a tough guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Take Bry, Ginsburg, July, the merch guy.
Hello, fellow freaks. If you're going to hate me for telling it how it is and you want to fight me, then fuck you. Welcome.
So what should we start with this afternoon, this evening? I mean, first of all, I could care less about the show because the New York Metropolitans need to win 2 out of 3 baseball games over the next 3 days, starting with tonight, to make the playoffs. So just keep it quick, keep it concise. I guess we should start with Larry's journey.
Boots on the ground.
The boots on the ground SVN report.
We need the boots on the ground because there's still no stream available for this 7 show. And everybody's very upset.
Can I just say that a pet peeve of mine is when people say they could care less, because it's actually I couldn't care any less.
I think
if you could care less, that means that you care quite a bit. But if you couldn't care any less, that means that you don't care. So 2 of my pet peeves are that and that being said, because nothing's been said. It's actually that said. And then what you say after that is what's going to be said. So I just want to say that. But yeah, it was so all I'm going to say about the SBN show. At one point I looked over at Kevin Gill as we were putting it all together.
And he was just jerking. He was jerking off.
Well, I'm going to say 0 hour. So he was right there at commentary with me, and I said, "Hey, Kevin, one of my favorite Ric Flair quotes is, 'Have I been here before? You bet I have.'" So there were a lot of technical difficulties. Probably one of the reasons that the stream hasn't been released. And the nature that is because when XPW was in Houston, there were a lot of technical difficulties prohibiting the stream. So at one point I looked over at Kevin Gill and I go, "Kevin, have I been here before? You bet I have." But it was a great night of matches, from the opening 3-way all the way up to the main event. Every match delivered. But it was very arduous. It was an arduous excursion to Houston.
Now, what makes you say it was arduous? Was it the travel? Was it the technical difficulties? Was this thing streamed live?
It started streaming live. It went live
and then
to
you
Twitch.
can watch it later on YouTube?
It went live to Twitch, and then it was live, and there was no commentary. You heard Larry do announcements, but then it went silent, and you could see the first match, and it looked fine. It looked fine for me on Twitch, but then I guess they were having technical difficulties, and then after the match, it just cut, and now they're saying that the show is going to be uploaded in full to YouTube, but it hasn't yet.
So how many matches were you able to watch, Brian? Just the one. Just the one.
One single match.
Huh. Well, we all know that Houston has a very bad intranet. Maybe out of the $1 billion that they had, the internet dollars, the streaming dollars went to 6.
See, that's the thing, Pat. I don't think that 7 is backed by a billionaire. I think Circle 6 is backed by a billionaire.
Circle 6 put out a statement saying that 7 is affiliated with Circle 6.
Well,
they're just a brand.
No, that's
they're
the way
a brand.
they wanted to sound. That's the way that they wanted to make it sound. But really, if you read the last sentence, it's like, okay, it's basically like, we're going to make it seem like you should support both because that's like that was a very nice way of saying, this guy's leaving and going to do this, and we're going to go do this.
I don't know. They're still there. I think they're still affiliated. I think that it's basically, I think it's a story. It's a work. They're making a story that will eventually be 6 versus 7. And it would be it's like two
because
brands.
Who isn't
like
clamoring for that?
Brands. It's like SmackDown and Raw.
It's like they made Dark Souls, right? Like Dark Souls happened. Maybe it took a little while for the industry to realize that Dark Souls was like a cult classic. But by Dark Souls 2, there were all types of Dark Souls clones out there. Soulsborns. Souls-likes. And I feel like every single deathmatch promotion I'm watching is a Souls-like. It's a deathmatch-like.
It's all the same guys, too.
The greats made it look easy. So the mids think it's easy. And whether you have $1 billion to get Misato Tanaka into town, or whether you have $1 billion to fly in a bunch of British gents, there's always something lacking. You get a great card, I can't fucking watch it or hear it. I can watch it or hear it, it's absolute shit and the venue sucks. There's nobody there. It's just everything's a Souls-like, nothing's a Souls.
With all the problems that you hear with people having with streaming at places, you would think that a promoter would get to I mean, I guess maybe things are extenuating circumstances, but you would think they'd get there earlier to figure out any issues and do like a pre-stream to get things rolling. They would have someone like get the shit rolling so they know that they won't have any issues, But it's not, I guess that's easier said than done to do that.
Hey, Larry. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Wrong. No, I'm just kidding. You're so right. How'd you know that? What are you, some kind of numerologist?
I was in Catholic school.
Good one, everybody.
Brian, you're absolutely right. There is a key figure in streaming, and that individual's name is Mike Moran. Brian, you might be familiar with that name.
He's the one who owns a computer.
Not just any computer, a MacBook Pro. And
He's the one with the MacBook.
He did a few XPW. He worked a few or I don't know how many.
He owns all the necessary wires.
So when Mike Moran went on to greener pastures, we started to note that the XPW streams were starting to have a few issues. And the greener pastures that Mike Moran went on to was Circle 6. Mike Moran was not available for 7.
Go figure.
Yeah,
So what,
and
did
that
they use like they use Loco Wrestling's guy or something? Or they just found like a different
yes,
dude?
they did. Yes, they did, Brian. Which is the same thing XPW did when they were in the Houston Premier Arena. You know, Mike Moran is key. He is very much key. And myself, Schlack, Drake Younger, and Kevin Gill all resounded that where was Mike Moran for this show? And said that we can't not do shows without Mike Moran. So shout out Mike Moran.
Shout out.
I thought I was going to see you. Said I was going to see you in Houston, but you weren't there. Because of that, we still haven't seen anything from it.
Well, give me a little bit more, Larry. How was your flight? Did you eat at any delicious restaurants? What did you wear? How did you feel?
Well, my flights, plural, were connecting. You understand what I'm saying? They were connecting flights.
Right. Meanwhile, 6 would do a direct.
I mean, I don't know. I've never worked for 6. I've never worked for 6, but I do know that they have a billionaire backer.
You're connected.
My flights were connecting, and it was it's nice to be in Atlanta. It's nice to be in Charlotte. It's nice to be in Houston, and it's nice this of all to be in Baltimore. So it's just a lot.
Tell me where you ate.
I ate at a lot of different places. I went to
Hey, welcome to the
Wild.
show, starring depressed Larry.
I went to Wild Coffee Concepts, which is a dispensary coffee bar that Tessa Blanchard actually put me onto. For
You infused coffees and shit.
Yeah, man. But here's the thing. Texas is not legal, so it was all Delta 8.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not legal, so these people are trying to, I guess, get in front of it becoming legal and be like, hey, we're going to be the coffee shop that puts the THC and the CBD in your coffee once it becomes legal. But for now, we're going to do the Delta 8.
What do you use Delta 8? What do you rate the Delta 8? Did it get you high?
So here's the thing, Brian, if you would let me talk.
Sorry.
The guy at Wild was very upfront, like, stay away from the flower. If you are a medical cannabis user, this flower is going to do nothing for you. So he saved me my money. But they have these little syringes of THC. They have these little syringes that they put inside of your coffee for like $10 extra. And you can buy them. You can buy the syringes of THC or CBD. And he was like, that's about the best thing that we have here. So I bought 4 of them. And I brought them home with me, and I shared them, and I put them in my coffee the entire ride back. I also ate at a Waffle House. That was the first stop once I landed, and I got picked up by Otis Kogar and the MDK merch guy, Mike Gravorkian. And where else did I eat? I ate at Gavorkian. Yeah, I also ate at
Who's Gavorkian? Wasn't that the guy that
I didn't eat
murdered his
much more than that.
So what did you wear? Describe to all the people who are clamoring for your ring announcing skills and capabilities. I can't wait to see this show. What did you wear to the show? What was in the bag?
I wore a blazer and I wore a bolo tie and I wore pants and I wore shoes that matched the blazer. I guess the images will come out soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, why
I just saw you.
why
You looked
say the
over-
color? That's fine.
Well, I mean, you've seen me before.
Speaking of
colorful I
other
am.
things that are going on in the world of the deathmatch world, Mickey Knuckles from unannounced to undeniable.
You like that?
From Facebook annoying to the trophy winning lady. Congratulations, Mickey Knuckles. I mean, I can't help but think that our very opinions on this exact show that DJ Hyde loves said, you know what, these guys are bringing up a valid point. Why didn't I think of Mickey Knuckles? And look at her go. Look at her go. Third year in a row making it to the finals. Well, guess what, Brian and Larry and everybody watching at home? This year, Mickey Knuckles, she won the big one. Now, this is CZW Tournament of Death, not 20. 20 was last year. This one is the 20th anniversary. So
What does
go
that mean?
figure.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, I think if you look into the deeper history, Brian, and educate yourself, I think you'll find it does make sense.
It's the 21st year.
It's the 20th year anniversary. They skipped a year. Wake up.
They skipped a year.
They skipped a year.
It still has existed for X amount of years, though. It does. They didn't just the year still existed. They still existed.
All right. Am I telling the truth or am I being crazy right now when I say that I think that J.J. Allen single-handedly put TOD on his back, though, and like promoted it through his YouTube and through all of his stunting and all his junk car using and getting hit by car things that he does. I feel like he brought all the people that he's ever known to TOD. And they brought a fucking TOD car, and all the clips I'm seeing not only are of Mickey Knuckles and Joe Dredd, but also I'm seeing J.J. Allen, who seems to have put the entire event on his back, though. Am I bugging?
No, I think that it would make bringing that car made it a totally different vibe. It's like the first, like that. It was the match was basically centered around. I mean, I haven't seen the event. It is also not up yet, but based on all the clips, the match is based around the car. So it was like more of like a junkyard vibe than it was in the ring. So it was just it was very sick. Different JJ Escobar Allen crushed it.
Then she hopped on a plane to fight in Denver the last night of Slave to the Deathmatch. Hardcore Hillbilly, what's up, dog?
Insane. She fucking was there in a sling, dude.
She almost got decapitated on that one bump into the flaming...
Oh, face first into the barbed wire.
Ouch.
Flame. Insane.
Now, I have a question,
Yeah.
if I may. Brian, did you say that the first match of the 7 show was streamed? Was it lagging?
No.
Did you see me come out?
Yeah, I saw you and Kevin. Even like there was you could hear the ring announcements. All the ring announcements were heard and seen, but there was no commentary, and then it went away. There was for me, there was no technical issues visually while the match was happening. Like it was. I saw the match, and I was
about
in the chat, the live chat. We were all watching it, and it was happening.
How about when I came out? Did you see me come out and everyone going, Larry, Larry, Larry. Did you see
yes.
that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Brian, what was I wearing?
You were wearing dark color. You were wearing like a dark colors, like black and goldish. It was like black and gold.
All right.
Is that
Right.
true?
I think so. I think Brian saw it. I wonder if anyone else did.
There was people with me in the live chat. There was several people with me in that live chat. There was at least
Seven.
There was at least 7. No, there was. I will say that on Twitch it tells you that there was at least 30 people at one point in that viewing room, in that stream.
Nice.
We saw you, Larry.
Wow. So, hey, congratulations, Mickey Knuckles. Tournament of Death. You'll love to see it. Looked like it was a good crowd. And, yeah, like I said, J.J. Allen, I think he was a big part of making it, giving it some hype.
Well, it was also heavily XPW influenced. There was like half the people there were XPW boys. Tarzan, JJ, Judge Joe Dredd, Mickey and Judge Joe Dredd were the finals.
Tarzan. Shout out Tarzan. Made it to TOD. He made it.
Wrestled Madman Pondo.
Unbelievable. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a world? Fucking Tarzan, dude.
Is it true, Brian? Is it true, Brian? Because I know you know your shit. Is it true that this was only Pondo's second CZW match in the history of him being a wrestler?
That I'm not sure.
I feel like I have 100% seen Madman Pondo versus Matt Tremont at the CZW Tournament of Death. And I'm almost 100% sure that Bald Steve has seen it as well.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I do know that Mickey Knuckles winning makes her the first woman ever to fucking win Tournament of Death, and that's fucking legendary.
Oh my God. Matt McHugh in the chat says, in honor of Caribbean Larry, I adorned a Blvd Bullies t-shirt with floral Hawaiian print shirt. And that is the way that you go to TOD. I mean, I don't know, though. Because that's the way that you go to TOD when it's the first weekend in June and it's 1,000 degrees.
It looked like a lovely day. It didn't look like it was cold there. Everyone looked like they were chilling. It didn't look like it looked sunny. It looked lovely. It looked like a lovely time, and everyone was happy.
It looked like a great happy
time.
The
event. It might be the deathmatch event of the year, dude.
Oh,
people
are closing in.
Clamoring.
What did GCW do?
GCW, it was. I know that Matt Tremont wrestled Brandon Kirk and gifted him his spot in the NGI. I know that happened. He gifted it. It was a gift. Brandon Kirk beat Matthew Tremont in a match.
You deserve it, not me.
Matthew Tremont, being the lovely boy that he is, gifted him his spot in the NGI.
I've always loved you and respected you, Brandon Kirk. Here's my spot.
Do you mean to tell me that the Black Abdullah the Butcher, Matt Tremont, the African American,
Black Abdullah himself,
the Butcher.
Hey, by the way,
the Anglo.
Sorry it took so long, but shout out to Icarus. Thoughts of a Cowboy. Mustaches.
Yes.
Coming back to professional wrestling and deathmatch wrestling. Larry, I could see right even here from this angle that you would look great with just the mustache.
Have you ever just had a mustache, Larry? Sorry.
I feel like that I did just a mustache for a brief period right after I got fired, or I'm sorry, laid off by ROH.
Mustache, Larry.
Oh, you did like a
for that one famous clip where I'm like, this will be the first one that's on DVD. This will be the CW's first BVD. I feel like that was a mustache slur.
Mustache Lair. So yeah, I don't know why they insist on doing Tournament of Death. What are you drinking now? A Blue Moon?
A Blue Moon. I was gifted these from a lovely tenant at my job. I was given beer, and now I'm drinking it on the show.
Wow.
I drink a Blue Moon
It's
during
delicious.
one
It's
of
like
my
oranges.
during one of my layovers.
All right, 1, 2, 3 top mustaches in wrestling. I'm going to go first. He's become so uncool lately. But just the first person who pops into my head is Dax Harwood. I'm going current. I'm going current mustaches.
Okay. Who else?
I mean, I can't
Are
think
you
of
look-
anybody else
Are
current.
you looking it up? You looks like you're looking down.
No, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm just thinking.
I
I'm
can't
just
even
thinking.
think of anybody that has a mustache.
I guess that's the only mustache I got. I'll nominate Dax Harwood for the top 3.
Do you have any, Larry?
We're thinking Tyler Bateman,
Does it have to be a mustache or just like facial hair in general?
Silas Young.
What about Vince McMahon's mustache?
Vince McMahon is a good one.
Does that count? That's not really a wrestler.
What about like
I
all time?
count that.
I mean, Hangman's got a mustache now, but he's making.
Who's the one that was like was it Gotch? Simon Gotch? He had like the real handlebar one.
Simon Gotch had a mustache back then.
When he had like the timeless.
I feel like Jake the Snake had a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, he had
Mean
a nice
Gene?
one.
Did Mean Gene have one?
I mean, you got Hulk
He
Hogan, obviously. Larry, what do you think? What are your top 3 wrestling
Hulk Hogan had the
mustaches
goatee. He had a goatee. It wasn't just a stash, though.
Rick Rude, Dick Flip
Rick Rude
Guy,
is a good one.
one called Manders, China.
China.
I mean, Dominic Mysterio's got a great one rocking right now.
That is a good one.
And that's
Eddie
a tribute to
Guerrero
who had a great one
definitely
back
had
in
one
his
since,
day.
right?
And I'm not even talking about Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero, like WCW with the white and red lightning tights, and he had the dry mullet. He didn't have the wet. He was a little heftier. He was a little chunkier. And he just had the mustache. He was just looking like fucking Dale Earnhardt. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Larry. The mustache dam is broken.
Iron Sheik.
The mush dam.
That Iron Sheik legendary mustache. Bless you. That was gross.
Did Big Boss Man ever rock a stash? Did he
I
ever
think he
do
had
a
goat.
cop stash?
He had a full. He had just facial hair.
He had a goatee.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Bradshaw when he was one of the Blackjacks.
Okay, that was a good stash. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like that Barry Windham did this thing, the goatee, and Bradshaw had the stash, and oh, I don't know if I could count him, but our friend Andy Williams, is that a stash?
Oh,
Is
he's
Andy
had many
Williams a
strongman style mustaches.
He's had a strong stash. He's definitely had a strong stash.
Yeah, Andy Williams.
100%.
Yeah, from Every Time I Die.
It's not easy. A mustache is a hard look to pull off. To have a lone mustache is very difficult. Not easy. Not an easy thing to pull off.
Ox Baker.
Ah, yes, Pat.
Joey Conway's always had a nice mustache. He
has a
waxes
chin.
his-
Doesn't he have a chin?
And Bam Sullivan. He was the
Bam! Oh my
stash
God! How did I
man.
forget Bam?
Bam's got a stash for sure.
Scott Hall was in Memphis. Paul
Ooh,
Bearer.
Scott Hall didn't even look like Scott Hall when he had a mustache.
Well, he looked like Magnum PI.
It's very strange to see pictures of Scott Hall when he's a younger man because it looks nothing like Scott Hall as an older man, and I find that very strange. He like at one point he just turns and looks like a completely different person.
We lost him. We lost Larry.
No, he's here.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
here.
he's back. He's back.
Magnum TA. Magnum TA.
Magnum TA. All right, great. Great discussion, everybody.
Paul
Yeah.
Bear definitely had a stash.
By the way, before we get
Dan
to Deathmatch
Severn.
drama,
Dan Severin. Dan the Beast Severin.
Dan the Beast Severin.
From Coldwater, Michigan.
He kind of looks like Michael Selleck or Tom Selleck. He looks like
Tom
Tom Selleck,
Selleck.
who also has a really good mustache.
From Coldwater, Michigan. And who do you think has the tougher folk? Coldwater, Michigan, or Battle Creek, Michigan?
Got to be Battle Creek. That's where RVD is hailed. So I go Battle Creek.
Pat, what do you think? Coldwater? They don't even got no hot water. Those people are tough, dude.
It's true.
They're tough.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's get to Larry's favorite part of the show. So check the Mets score.
We completely fucked it up because last week you said we were going to give it away to someone last week, and you just never chose a winner. So this week we're going to read the comments.
Brian,
give it
can you do me the favor of getting the giveaways back on track?
This week we're getting back on track.
Thank you. That's all I want. Hold on. Actually, all
It just
I
so
want is
happens,
check the
okay,
Mets
and
score.
the giveaways work this way. Basically, we show a lovely item every week, right? And then to get that item, you have to comment. You have to make a comment, not in the live chat, but on the actual YouTube video. Go make a comment, talk shit, say whatever you want, and then the next week, Patrick will read the comments.
Yes.
I will personally have everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
And for the winner will be chosen, and then that's how it goes. You win your prize, and then we show another prize, and then comment, and then the process continues
And on forever and ever. Amen.
infinitely. And last week, you could win this lovely Snoogans hat. If you know, you know. And this device that you can take dabs from. It's called a banger, a glass banger, made by sddank.com, given to me at XPW Symphony of Destruction. He gave me two. He gave me one specifically to give away for the Bulls of the Wood. So I have one too. So we're twins.
Well, Larry cannot be entered into the giveaway.
There's only okay, and this week is a special week. I went to go do the randomization. There's only 2 people in this week's giveaway. So we're gonna flip a coin once Patrick reads the comments.
What do you mean there are 2 people? I'm seeing 7 comments right here.
Yeah, there's 7 comments, and 4 of them are from one of them is from Larry, and 3 of them are from Prince Havoc.
Oh,
Prince Havoc can't get entered either. He's a bully.
a member of the Wood.
He's on a show. He doesn't
So
get
they
any
don't. Then who won? Who's
There's
the
only
person
2
who's not
people.
us
There's
that
2
won?
people. There's 2
Wow,
people
Brian,
that
you know
are
what?
entered.
You're right. Well, let's just get to these comments, and we'll branch. We'll branch from the comments. Horror, pain, gore, death says, with Tremont moving away at the end of the year, which I guess was an exclusive on the life and moving away of Tremont documentary, do you think any promoter will take over the lease and run shows at the H2O Centra?
Well, I've heard that the H2O
Did
Center doesn't want.
Did DeMonto make his big announcement? Did DeMonto make his big announcement?
What's his big announcement? That he's taking over the H2O Center?
Has he made it?
What's the? I don't know. What's the? I don't know. I thought the huge announcement was the world tour.
Didn't I see that like DeMonto was like big announcement? Everybody stick to their big announcement. Was that just the tour? Was
I
that
think
just
so.
the schedule of more?
I think that the tour, maybe the announcement is the venue that the date is at. I'm not sure. I just know that the only really big thing that was announced was the world tour. And I personally think that they're not gonna have anybody do any more wrestling in the H2O Center, because I heard that the people don't want that kind of shit going on there anymore.
Yeah, they're sick of it. They're gonna turn it into a freaking UPS store.
Right. Amazon Center.
Amazon Center.
The people that own that property probably merit don't like that kind of talk.
I'm sure the gym next door, that since the early days of H2O, was like, don't bother the gym. Don't bother the gym next door. Everybody inside, there's a gym next door. Larry, you know what I'm talking about. For like years and years. It's the gym. It's the gym. I was there when, for Tremont versus Ricky Shane Page, like the first or second time he retired. And Matt had to
the gym show.
He had to talk the cops out of shutting it down because it was it was a super spreader. And you know what? Shout out to finally an independent wrestling show meeting the requirements to be a super spreader. That's a good house, brother.
But yeah,
the gym next door is so happy to get them out of there.
They probably are spearheaded it.
They're buying him a condo somewhere just to get him out of town.
In Battle Creek, Michigan.
Coldwater, Michigan, where they banned cold water.
I just don't think they get it. I don't think they get hot water.
Oh my God, we had a great discussion. This week it was mustaches. Last week it was the time you remember when you
don't even bring it up.
Santa Claus wasn't real. And Prince Havoc, although he's not entered into the giveaway, does bring up a great point. Brian smokes so much weed because he's searching for that childlike wonder and imagination that he lacks. And that's in response to you, completely turning your back on Santa Claus.
I have a great imagination. And I commented on this comment, and I think you might have not approved it.
No, I probably deleted it.
I said I have a great imagination. I was imagining a bird shitting right on your head as I was reading this comment. So, fuck you, Prince Havoc.
Well,
it's good luck though. It's good luck to have a bird shit on your head. So it was like a blessing for you.
Larry, do you care to weigh in on Brian's weird hate for Santa Claus and any kind of childlike magic?
Geez, here we go. Let's get. Can't we just get on? Why do we have to branch here?
I mean, I think we had an exchange last week. We had an exchange last week where, it was like some people come from love and some people come from survival. And people that come from survival are very, very interested in cutting through the shit and getting to the heart of what does this person want from me. And the people that come from love are more like dreamers. They're more like, fantasy is actually reality. And I think that best describes me and Brian with, your parental figures kind of just out and out telling you, this shit is fake. This shit is fake.
That's not true. That's not true, Larry. They lied to me. And I discovered that they lied to me. They were trying to. They were trying
to. I'm not talking about Santa Claus. I'm talking about pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. I was older. I was already older, and I knew my dad. You didn't know. You misunderstood. Misunderstood.
I mean, I think what I was just trying to do was juxtapose a person that is so captivated by the imaginative nature of wrestling that they get involved in it. Me, because of my nurturing and my upbringing, I'm in it. That's how much I love it. And that's how much I grew to love it because my parents never said, this shit is fake, right? And you, whose parents told them immediately, the Santa Claus shit is all bullshit.
That's not what happened, Larry. That's not what
Huh?
happened.
I just had a
That's
really
not what
good
happened.
idea.
My parents taught me Santa Claus. My grandpa used to dress up as Santa Claus. I loved it. I thought Santa Claus. I was happy. I was happy boy. And then I discovered with my own ingenuity that everyone was lying to me. I was being lied to, deceived. I was being deceived.
I mean, I found that out as well.
I know, but people react differently.
But I also found out that pro wrestling was predetermined. I also found out on my own that pro wrestling was predetermined. But in both instances, I never had a family member, and correct me if I'm wrong, you told me that your dad used to tell you all the time that, this shit is fake, right?
Right, because
Like,
when I was older, I would watch it with him when I was older, and because he was more of a sports man. He liked sports. He wanted me to be a sports fan, and I would put on wrestling, and he would be tight. He would be angry that I would want to watch wrestling and not want to watch fucking the football game. You know what I mean? And then he would be tight. I wasn't a young boy where he was telling me the thing's fake. As a young boy, I was brought up as being told things are not what they are. That's my gripe.
I just had a great idea for a shirt. Christmas shirt. Santa getting a stunner from Stone Cold. Or maybe a light tube at some point or something.
Definitely a light tube. Definitely a light tube.
Santa is fake. Wrestling is real.
Schlack and Santa?
No.
No,
Slanta
it has to be Stone
Claus.
Cold.
Hey, that was good. That was a good discussion for that comment. Nice branching, guys. Both of you guys.
I
Nice
obviously don't
branching.
remember like what we were talking about last week because I thought it was a different way, and I thought the reason that I was so like passionate about it was because I come from a place where my parents they let me figure out shit on my own, but they also did a good job of like letting my imagination and my creativity like be fostered. And I thought, Brian, that you were saying your dad told you very early on, like, yo, this shit is, I don't know why you like this shit. Like, this shit is phony.
It was when I was an older boy.
Okay.
I was brought up very similarly I was brought up with Santa Claus, with the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, all these things.
Yeah, me too.
And then I was once I realized that I was being lied to, I was very upset and also began to tell lies and think it was funny. And I think that that's a lot of that's what happens to a lot of people. Maybe not everybody, but it does breed a certain thing. And I don't think it's good. And as a person, I wouldn't do that to my kid. I wouldn't want to put that on my kid.
Hold on. Let me ask you something and consider my background, right? So, Brian, do you think that like all actors are like liars when they like do like a role? Do you think that like Meryl Streep is like a great big liar when she does like a role and it's like very convincing, or like Martin Lawrence when he's like Big Mama? Do you think that Martin is a liar?
I would say that they're good at portraying other people. They're good at becoming other people that they aren't.
And that's not a lie to you. That is not a lie. That's something else, right?
I would say it's not lying.
Okay.
But people know what's happening. People know that they're watching a movie. People know
Do
that.
they know? Do all people know that?
I mean, people that are intelligent.
So it's a matter of the people that can decipher.
On to
whether or
the
not they're
next
being lied
comment.
to.
Axel Knows 90 says, just to follow up on my comment from last week, I wasn't saying XPW was a bad show. Neither was the wrestling. Just different from what I'm used to seeing, which is welcome. My only big criticism is the lighting was absolutely brutal. Not sure if you watched the show back, but I could hardly see any of the action because of the lighting. Brian, did you watch the show back? Did you experience any lighting issues when you were at XPW?
What show?
They're talking of Symphony of Destruction from California.
But
I think that the lighting was edited and it was to make it so you can't really see the crowd. So it was like really dark. And they made everything darker than it was. But I mean, I did not see it. I saw it live. I really just saw clips of it, but I definitely could tell that the lighting was altered. Altered lighting. 100%.
Ryan, has XPW fallen off?
It's not doing what it was a year ago. They were last year, they were running shows every single month. And now they run way less shows. Rob's gone through many like shit, and things are just different. It's still trucking along. XPW still trucking. Different.
Have they announced any future dates?
Nope. No dates announced.
Well, MDK Club comes in at the last comment and says, XPW was really, 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 really bad. And then Larry says, new intro theme goes so goddamn fucking hard.
It's facts.
So really the only two that could win are, just Horror Pain, Axel Nose, and MDK Club.
Oh, there's three. There's three. Shit.
Oh, you fucked it up.
All right, I'm sorry. I gotta excuse myself. I got to. I just got to. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Okay, Larry.
I will be back. Right? Don't judge my attire down below, but I'll be right back.
At least you're wearing pants. So Patrick, I think that you should
I'll
just
be back.
I think that Patrick should now choose his favorite comment between those three people, and that's going to be the winner.
I'm going to choose Horror, Pain, Gore, Death because
That's
it was a good question. With Tremont moving away, do you think anyone will take over the lease and run shows at that building? You know,
I'm
one of the comments hated XPW. One of them kind of liked it. Brian, you traveled all the way to Los Angeles to watch it.
I fucking had a great time. Saw Necro Butcher in the championship green pants.
Championship green pants.
Necro Butcher actually, he wrestled at the Slave to the Death match and brought out the XPW championship. Just wrestling all over the place with his.
Who did he wrestle? I saw that Akira won his match, and then Mickey Knuckles flew out there and wrestled.
I didn't know a lot of the guys. I've never heard of this Primo's Premier Wrestling that does this Slave to the Death match, and there was a lot of people.
Sponsored by Primo's Italian Sausage.
I love those Italian sausages. But yeah. I really had no idea. I don't think I even remember who Necro Butcher's opponent was. But he came out in his championship green pants and did an open challenge, and somebody answered it. Necro Butcher beat him up. You knew he wasn't going to win because it was just like some guy from Primo's.
It was just some guy who works at Primo's.
Yeah, it was just a Primo's local, like their guy.
And Akira won. Do you remember who Akira wrestled?
Nope. It was.
Do you remember who Mickey Knuckles wrestled?
She wrestled in a tag team match with people I've never heard of before. I don't remember them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen.
The stream was
terrible.
Terrible stream. You couldn't hear the ring announcer microphone. The ring announcer was making announcements. You couldn't hear them whatsoever. And
so the $1,000 backer.
Madman Pondo wrestled. Don't remember who he wrestled. It was a whole thing. Akira won though.
That's the same tournament of the infamous Benny Cumberbatch and John Wayne Murdoch incident. What's that? Do I know about that?
John Wayne Murdoch broke Benny Cumberbatch's neck doing the fucking
brother of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Of course.
Yeah, the guy who never made it in acting became a deathmatch wrestler until John Wayne Murdoch broke his neck.
Dude, you remember the bump, dude? It was the bare boards, and they did it onto a flaming table with like tubes on it, and onto the bare boards from the balcony. Canadian destroyer or whatever he calls it, the fucking hillbilly destroyer. What does
John
John
Richter
Wayne
says, I am definitely 100,000% A1 XPW fan. But it's definitely dwindled to nothing, and it's unfortunate because it did have great steam. Now, here's the question that's on the mind of all deathmatch wrestling fans. Is it because there is an oversaturation and an overabundance of cool-looking flyers with all your favorites from all around the world and all the backyards, always wrestling and always doing a thing, which is great. Great for them. We want all the wrestling fans to run promotions that pay the deathmatch wrestlers. That would be great.
I think that's
and
the
you know what?
fucking
We want you to
problem,
keep making those flyers because we want you to pay those designers too. And we want you to pay those cameramen. So, hey, listen. If you're an EB40 or whatever in the middle of Ohio and you got money to spare to play a deathmatch show in your backyard and pay everybody, God bless you. But that's option one. Is the steam of XPW over the last year just because there's so many more things going on with all these big name people doing them? Or option two, is it all Brian's fault?
I'm just going to answer your question with a question, and it's going to be, why continue to do something and spend so much money with something that isn't making money in return? He's booking, when Rob Black was like, he was booking these guys constantly, and what did it get?
Well, and
people
the
had
realistic
steam, but
thing
eventually
is
it didn't. And so you can say it's my fault, blame me.
Well,
it is what. But you see the TOD audience was huge. It was a huge audience, but not every fucking deathmatch show is that way.
no, and CZW is going to go another like 6 months in like Baltimore or wherever doing nothing. And
Even
maybe
last
they'll do
year, the
Cajun
crowd
Death
wasn't
big.
as big. The crowd wasn't as big as this year's TOD. This year's TOD was way bigger. Maybe you can chop it up to weather or whatever, but it was huge. It was a huge event. And not like even ICW events don't draw 500 plus people. Just deathmatch. H2O doesn't draw 500 plus people.
John Richter says it's
6.
neither. Alicia says, what's up, Alicia, by the way? Shout out. I had a blast at
Hi, Alicia.
shows, but they definitely dropped the ball. I mean, listen, it's hard to keep up at that pace without going broke, especially if your idea is based around like exclusive talent.
And Rob Black, people were saying that he was paying people more than all the other people. Rob Black was paying people more than all the other people, but he's supposed to keep paying the people that when
the dual coast was probably.
There's no crowd.
I'm gonna read you something that was posted recently by a big fan of yours, Brian. One Spider-Man Slava Cinderman.
Oh my goodness!
You're gonna read the whole entire thing?
Oh my goodness!
The best part of Hindenburg is his blind reality of what he has done and continues to hide behind. This idiot made ads making fun of everything and very offensive stuff. Yet in DMs he cries about people close to him getting triggered. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah, and it just goes on and on and on like this. And I love this at the end. He goes, "Sorry for the long rant. I know you're busy opening doors." Yeah, opening doors for new CCW or XPW talent. Anyway, so Slava decided to like once again attack you, Bri. And I guess you were posting things about, Joe Baszler's fall from grace. And then you were posting things about something that Brett Lauderdale tweeted. So things have been getting... What's been going on?
Things are normal for me. I just post what I see. Posts as things happen, I post them, and it makes people very upset.
All right, so let's forget about the Joe Baszler thing, which we went over at excessively last week. What about this Brett Lauderdale tweet?
Oh my God!
Let's talk about this tweet.
Keep the hits coming.
Can I read the tweet?
Keep the hits coming, Pat.
Because that's really where we're at here, as far as what started this Slava yelling and all this stuff. Like, Brian, you were kind of laying in the cut for a little bit.
For what? Not posting things?
Not posting. You weren't really like becoming a lightning rod. You were kind of in the cut.
Well, because I am a part of this. I'm a part of this deathmatch elite. I was an admin, and I talked to other admins who, anything that I post, I discuss it with those people. So anybody that gets mad is not affiliated with those. Like, they don't talk to those people.
Well, I don't know when this was posted, but it seems like it was taken to Twitter somewhat recently. It takes a certain type of person to lure a sick person out of rehab with money and drugs in an effort to launch your shitty deathmatch promotion. Doing it once is despicable. Doing it twice is evil. All those that are enabling and taking part in this, I see you. And that was tweeted by Brett the Hitman Lauderdale. Now, nobody knows who he's talking about. Nobody knows who's in rehab or who's not in rehab, or what promotions are getting launched that are shitty. Because, frankly, there are dozens a day. But I need to get to the bottom of this. I feel like, Brian, you had a response. You had an assumption.
If you're a fan of wrestling and you are in like forums like Deathmatch Elite, it's literally just like the photo or like the video of when the kid is very excited when they do the arm raise in the middle of the ring, and the kid people know beyond what's going on in the ring. And it's like when you make a tweet like that, some people are going to realize what you're talking about because of what's going on and happening. So people go straight to assume that it's Nicolas Gage because he all of a sudden is not wrestling on GCW shows.
And there was that big announcement. There was
that one announcement where he came out and told the truth. He had to tell the truth to the audience. He had to tell the truth. Nicolas Gage couldn't wrestle, and now this is another, I guess, another honesty, another batch of honesty to people.
Did somebody try to break Nick Gage out of rehab or something?
I didn't even know Nick was in rehab.
I don't know that we know that. I don't know that we know that. I just think it's an easy dot to connect that Brett would say that, and then the last time we saw Nick, he was like not around.
Everybody got very upset with me when I said it was bullshit, and I called fucking Brett a goddamn Pinocchio liar.
Why did you call him a liar?
Because I think it's bullshit.
How? In what way, though? I mean, it seems like he's committed to the truth.
Whatever the truth may be, very short while later, Nicolas Gage himself makes a post saying he wasn't lured out of anywhere, and he's fine. And he's sorry. He's Nicolas Gage apologized to the MDK universe that they had to listen to the lies.
Let me try to connect these dots here. Brett Lauderdale tweets that some promoter to launch their shitty deathmatch promotion tried to lure a guy out of rehab, not once but twice. Hey, who knows who it could be?
There's been a lot of clamoring. There's been assumptions and hypotheses that Nicolas Gage was in Houston for the 7 show. Nobody knows if it's true. People are saying that they saw him in Houston.
Larry, did you see him in Houston? Answer the question.
I wasn't in Houston.
Answer the question, Larry.
Larry.
He's wearing the shirt.
I saw Nick on his birthday.
In Houston.
I saw him on his birthday, and on his birthday, I was in Houston.
Wow, so subtle.
So I was just there. It's confirmed that Nicolas Cage, he was. There's been no 7 show released, but there's also been no. There's been really nothing. All I've seen from the 7 show was Spider Nate Webb breaking his own collarbone when he superplexed Schlack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he superplexed him onto chairs.
I thought that wasn't. Oh, the Masato thing is in Jersey.
Yes.
Right. So he fought Spider Nate Webb.
And also, Schlack was supposed to fight Hoodfoot. And then that didn't happen, obviously. So there was the Spider Nate Webb match.
So what happened? You accused Brett Lauderdale of being some kind of scumbag, and everybody got mad at you?
I said he's a liar, and I said it's another fucking truth post. And then I also said, who's to say Nicolas Cage wasn't getting drugs at GCW? Who's to say that people are doing drugs at GCW, enabling Nick Gage? You didn't pull Nick Gage until the last second. God damn it.
Well, I mean, I mean, Brian, you do bring up interesting points. I'm sure that you, in the posts, were very abrasive.
This is why fucking Joey Janela threatened my goddamn jaw.
What?
I get threatened. I get threats, DMs from fucking one Joseph Janela to watch my back. He promised, he's gonna break my jaw. Because of my thoughts and opinions on what they post on the fucking internet.
I'm seeing this now. More of that honesty for the masses, I guess. And then you posted a GIF of Pinocchio.
Right.
And then somebody said, "What is he lying about?" And he says, "It sounds like the Moore is trying to make this shitty deathmatch promotion look like the bad guys, because the guys want to wrestle other places. Also, does everyone in GCW get drug tested? I'd like to know how much drugs Nick Gage got at GCW." Brian, this is very abrasive. No wonder you're angering everybody.
Well,
hold on.
It's legitimate. It's a legitimate question.
My sources. Hold on. Watch
I
your
asked
back,
legitimate
man.
questions.
1:48 in the afternoon. Just sitting around, lovely fall afternoon, saying, "Watch your back, man." I assure you, if I see you, I'm breaking your jaw. I can promise you that. And then you sent him a gif of somebody puffing their chests out. Okay, buddy, see you soon. Then you sent him a gif of Nacho Libre doing something. And then he goes, "All you can do is send gifts because you're 100% a giant pussy. Have a good day, tough guy." And then you sent him another gift just to finish.
Calls me a tough guy. He's fucking messaging me, threatening me.
I'll tell you what.
I don't respond to threats, you fucking fuck.
Larry, just completely sorry, Larry, to bring you in, have you be a part of the show. But, to me, if I was a wrestler, I would never try to fight a fan, because if the fan beat me up, it ruins my whole thing. Ruins the whole thing. I mean, probably not.
Was he a trained jiu-jitsu fucking black belt fighter? No, he's fucking Joey Janela. Fucking Lloyd Christmas.
All right, okay. Simmer down, Brian, with your posts. I mean, we all here at this program commend your search for truth and justice. Thank you so much.
Speaking of that, UWF has now stopped doing shows. They have now taken a step back to reassess and re-employ.
A step back.
They made a whole post.
Step back post.
Step back post.
Can I do one?
Is that what you will?
Can I do one?
Brian, Larry, please take us somewhere else.
How about DJ Hyde announcing that Cage of Death will return, and will return in the new home of CZW, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Wow, it's a shame that Brian can't go to that.
Everybody can suck my dick, dude. I assure you that I will go where I want to spend my money. Where I want to spend my hard-earned money, I will go. And if you don't like me there, I'll be there to say hello.
Your face is going to end up like Aaron's.
Jesus Christ, what happened to him?
I don't know.
He
I have no
fall,
idea,
dude?
dude. He told Joe Janelle he didn't like one of his matches.
Dude, I really saw what happened. I'm worried. I saw that and I feel like something bad happened to him. Something obviously happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Did you see that, Larry?
there was a post.
I saw as I was flying away from some city, I saw a post that said, "I broke my face."
He broke his own face.
Yo, he said. I feel like in the post he said he got dumped on his head.
Was he at a show?
Oof, I don't know. I mean, that looked nasty, dude.
It's his fucking eye.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
No, I feel like there should have been like some kind of trigger warning before I saw it. But hey, shout out, all the best. Oh, and by the way, speaking of that whole crew who's constantly dumping themselves on their faces and dumping on each other's faces, I just want to publicly denounce the Queen's band Kuru. Featured first on a wide scale on the Blvd Bullies Instagram channel and various other shout outs and good times. Played the show that fired Larry.
But so did Amanda's band.
Well, that's why I
denounced
them as well.
Okay, that wasn't post Larry, but they don't know Larry.
How dare
doesn't
they?
know Larry.
Pat, hold on.
I thought they were cool.
No, Pat.
I thought they were fucking cool.
Pat,
and I just want to publicly denounce them.
Larry's affiliated now again with New Fear City because he's in Circle 7.
Oh, he's a cousin.
Damn it. No.
He's a cousin.
Hold on. I wasn't fired. I was put on suspension.
Right, till it all cools down.
I was put on paid leave. Okay, Pat.
Well, thank God. Yeah, you're until the heat goes down, which is until you quit this show. They're just waiting for me and you to get into a catastrophic argument, which I'm so ready for, by the way. Go ahead, Larry. Run back to them. Just like Kuru.
But isn't the member of Kuru in your other band?
Fuck him. Fuck him too.
There was what show are you talking about? The 4th of July 2024 show?
No, I think that's about the one that just happened. I think they just played. I think New Fear City just did an event.
I wonder if that's the event that Aaron got dumped on his head.
What?
I don't know if I'm telling the truth.
What's the timeline like? Where's the head dumping? When was the hospital post?
I didn't even know. My beautiful wife showed me the post, and I was shocked. By the way,
to all my friends and family and people I care about, if something bad happens to you, get hit by a bus, bicycle accident, mugging, anything like that, just text me. Don't put it on your fucking Facebook. Just text me. All right. I'll get back to you. Give me a call. I'll get back to you.
Oh, by the way, you have to comment. This week's giveaway is a T-shirt. It's a XPW T-shirt. I hope you die. We're keeping it alive.
Size?
Yes, Larry.
Size?
What size is it?
It's a 2XL. You can wear it to sleep, or if you're really fat, you can wear it. We might have some plus size viewers.
I love a 2X. I'll wear a 2X anytime.
No, you're weird. You're weird. You're like a tall, skinny boy that wears big shirts.
I love large shirts.
You can't win it though, so fuck you.
He likes a gown.
Mm-hmm. He likes a gown. A smock.
Yeah. Don't just, if you're gonna post a whole fucking, promo showed me your like inner lip and how many teeth you're missing. You got to give me a good explanation. What's that say? Sad?
It says SAV.
What's that?
Smoke a blunt. I've had that since I'm 15 years old. It's actually pretty dark still.
What does that stand for?
Smoke a blunt.
Smoke a blunt.
That's so stupid.
Suck a dick.
Too bad.
Me and my friends didn't think it was.
Too bad
we still
George Janelle's going to punch your lips off of your face. His earliest convenience.
It's just funny to me that
just like he almost did to Enzo Amore at that Blink-182 show.
He's just going to walk up to somebody and break their jaw like it's a cartoon. They're not going to fight back.
No, most likely he would cause a huge scene and try to get a sucker punch in to you. He would try to obviously position it in a way where he would look, good.
Positioner.
Can we inject a little mainstream?
Oh, you want to talk a little mainstream?
Did you hear about that fucking AEW going to Max? Did you hear about that whole thing?
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't hear about that?
What is Max? Cinemax?
It's HBO. It's like the HBO app. It's like an app. It's like kind of like Netflix, but it's HBO and it has Max, like Cinemax and a lot of shit.
Oh.
Apparently they're gonna start doing the AEW live pay-per-views on this app.
Brian, people in the chat are asking if you would come on the shirt if they win it.
Of course.
Suck a ball.
Come on anything you want.
I'm a 2X baby gorilla size. All right, great. Brian, you've offended
if you
one
want
of
it, you
our
have
viewers.
to comment not on the live chat, but you have to comment on the video.
School of American Ballet. Congratulations, Brian.
It's unworn.
On your education.
Unworn 2X. I hope you die. Me and Larry were there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty cool shirt.
Fuck yeah. 2X.
All right. Well, is there anything else or anybody else that we want to talk shit about before we move on to Larry's mainstream segment?
Did you enjoy the whole show, Larry? Did you like the whole show of the 7 show? Did you enjoy your
How was the energy in the
experience?
building?
One of the things that I do that makes me the master of ceremonies is that in between the matches and during the cleanup, I'll often banter. I just like to hear myself talk. And it's one of the reasons that by the end I can hardly talk is because I do a lot of extra talking when I don't even need to be talking. So that, people were thanking me. They often thank me for making the show feel more of an event as opposed to oh, we're all quiet murmuring amongst ourselves as they sweep, get some food, there's that chick, there she is. My one kitty escaped from the kitty room.
That's why Larry was very sad this whole episode because he was thinking about his kitty.
I was very afraid. I didn't know where my little gray Mariah
She was hiding, I'm telling you.
Dude, I must not have put her back in the room with her black brother and sister. So she's just been exploring the entire house, which she's not allowed to do.
Just be mischievous.
And I'm sure my 2-year-old cat has been freaking out. My 2-year-old cat has probably been freaking out, what the fuck is this little thing doing in here? But there she's revealed herself. She's back. And Cat Martini named this cat Mariah. And it was a very good name because this is a very talkative cat. She has a lot to say. Come here.
I think Mariah Carey was one of the people named at P. Diddy's freak parties.
Freak party?
She might be on the list, Larry. Getting freaky.
That's awesome. I've always been a big fan of Mariah Carey. Emancipation of Mimi, great album.
It's the Christmas song.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Heartbreaker.
How about and it's just like honey.
Mariah Carey,
You know what she's
Jay-Z, Mariah
talking
Carey,
about,
Boyz II
right?
Men.
You know what she's talking about? She's not talking about honey. She's talking about cum. You know that, right? She is, dude.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's true. I think it's true.
It is,
About baby oil.
it's 100% true. Honey is a euphemism for nut. She's like, and it's just like honey.
It's funny in the '90s. In the '90s, they say honey, and in our generation, they say truffle. They just go ahead and say truffle butter in the songs. They just don't care anymore.
Truffle butter is what now? Also cum?
No,
Yes.
truffle butter is when you're doing the butt sex, and it's like what's on your extremity
Poop.
while you're penetrating.
Well, that's if you gotta. That's if you didn't clean. If you didn't prep.
That's so,
They
Right.
call it prep.
that's so
Well,
strange. That'd be-
one way or another, it's still called truffle butter. And there's a song.
I thought
that's so
truffle
odd.
butter
Why
was
do
just
I? Why?
cum.
No, truffle butter is from the butt.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I call that painting. That's called painting.
Oh my god, that's so gross. I've never been a big butt. I've never been a big butt guy. Tell you what, I mean, one time it ruined one of my favorite shirts.
What, your own
It
butt?
will do that. Listen. I have
someone else's butt.
many.
One of my
Yeah, I've
favorite
had many
pieces
brothers
of
that
clothing.
I've given shirts to that ruined their shirts that way. Look, Mariah's back.
Hey, you know what? It's almost that
That's a
time
cute
of
ass
season
gray
2.
cat.
The
Cat
Mariah
name
Carey
this one.
will be back, unless there's like a whole thing. Unless there's like a whole thing, and now we can't listen to any P Diddy songs. We can't listen to any R Kelly songs. So now we're not gonna Christmas is never gonna be the same again.
What if we're never able to listen to anything?
Whoa. Yeah,
All right, can I ask you a
they're
question?
trying to imprison
Larry, is that
memers,
picture
Brian,
of
so.
Larry? Is that picture of the Happy Birthday Nick cake actually Nicolas Cage's cake for his birthday?
Yeah.
No, stop it.
I just wanted to know because I needed to know the lore. I needed to know the lore behind. Not just makes it better. Just makes it better.
Yeah.
You texted me, Larry. I thought you just Googled a picture of a Happy Birthday Nick cake. It looked
That's
like
what
a
I thought,
Getty
too.
Images.
That's what I thought too, dude.
No.
It was like if you go onto the Carvel website, that's the picture of what it would look like that they give you before you order it.
Wait, so Larry, okay, so in your meeting with Nicolas Cage for his birthday, was there speakings of him being at this 7 show? Or was he just in Houston because he was in Houston hanging out with Zilla Fatu?
Dude, I saw Nick and I was shocked. I said to him, "You're here?" And his response was, "Yeah."
Huh.
Dude, what you just said, Pat, was exactly my reaction. Like, what the but you have to understand that I was like really, really happy to see him. I was really, because I have not seen him for a very long time. You understand? Where probably what was that? Wasn't there a No Holds Barred where he like rode out on a truck or something? He rode out on a truck and he was like New Jack was in the ring and he was yelling at New Jack and New Jack was in the ring, but Nick was like in a truck and like going, "Yeah, so come up there." So we're talking New Jack is still alive, is the last time that I ever saw him. And I used to see him quite frequently. So I was very elated to see him. And I didn't care why. I just couldn't believe that I was seeing him.
Huh.
Would you say he
Yeah.
looked in fine health? Would you say that Nicolas Cage looked well?
Yes. We did not spend a lot of time together, but I just woke up the morning after the show and I was in one of those Airbnbs, you know how these promotions do, and when I went to sleep, Kevin Gill and Crazy King were there. And Kevin Gill bought me some Burger King French fries. He got them door dashed, and thank you for that, Kevin Gill, because I don't think I ate that entire day. That entire day of the
Shout out,
of
Kevin.
the Circle Six from the cradle to the grave. I just was like drinking White Claws and smoking cigarettes. I know. I'm a pro, so that's all I was doing all day. And like the day just got away. Oh, I had coffee too from that cannabis coffee shop. So the only thing that I ate that day were the French fries that kept. Then when I woke up, Kevin Gill wasn't there. Neither was Crazy King, but Schlack was there, and Nick Cage was there, and I was like, "What? You're here?" And he was like, "Yeah." Oh my God! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage. Belated birthday.
And I was wrong. I thought Nick was 43, which is what I'm going to be this year. Nick turned 44. He turned 44 on Sunday. And with just all
That
the people
gives me so much hope because I'm 38.
Well,
and I hope
it
to
should.
one day make it to Houston by the time I'm 44.
It should give you a lot of hope. That
I could do it.
I might listen. I might see Devin Moore again before long. He's one that I haven't seen for a long time. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I used to see Nick all the time. I used to be with him all the time. I used to be with AR Fox all the time. But it's just like this biz. Like, it's almost like they're like, oh, we want you to not see that person anymore. We don't want you to announce them. They only get announced by MLJ now, or they only get announced by Bobby Cruz now. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could just go to a wedding or some shit and see my friend. Because these people, the wrestlers become your friends over the years, especially when you see them all the time. So I don't know why Nick was there. I don't know why he was there, but he was there, and I was able to wish him happy birthday.
He was allegedly there.
Confirmed
I
there, but
saw.
also confirmed not on the 7 show. He did not wrestle.
No,
He was
He was
just
not on the
hanging
7 show.
around backstage. According to Brett Lauderdale, they broke him out of rehab.
I did not see him backstage, Pat.
Do you remember the
I did
main
not
event?
see him.
It was on the next
Was the
day.
main event Schlack and Nate Webb? Or was it Drake Younger and I can't even remember who it would be.
The main event was Bobby Beverly.
Oh.
The main event was Bobby Beverly.
And Drake Younger.
No.
Maybe
Drake.
Brett Lauderdale was
first
talking
time
about
ever
Drake
encounter
Younger
fought
getting
Ninja
broken
Man.
out of rehab.
Ooh.
Maybe they broke Drake Younger out of rehab twice. Not once, but twice.
Drake Younger's been more than just Circle 6, though. He's been all over the place.
Well, he was rebuilt by the $1 billion backer. They gave him a back transplant, remember? Stem
he was
cells.
also wrestling at XPW.
Adamantium.
XPW. He was heavily featured in and no one would book the man. Nobody booked half of these people besides XPW. Circle 6 wasn't booking Masada, wasn't booking Drake Younger. They weren't doing it. XPW was doing it. But now promoters feel it's okay because XPW did it.
Huh. That's an interesting take.
Bad take, Brian. Some say.
Interesting take, Bri. Larry, I like that hat. What's the story behind that hat?
The guy who works at my bodega, down here in Baltimore, we have bodegas too. I guess as like a corporate place that has agreed to like sell Bluntville's, they sent them some merch. So this is a Bluntville cigars trucker.
That's so
and
cool.
I went into there to get some raw cones because that's my choice, is the raw cones. And I saw him with this hat on, and I said, I want that hat. and he took it off his head and he gave it to me.
What? That's incredible.
So I love it. And now everybody from around that area knows that he gave me the hat or that I took it. I don't know.
Brian is right.
I'm a rep.
Nobody was booking any of them except Schlack until XPW came back. Yeah, it's a valid point. Valid point. Very interesting. Well, you know, and now
it's widely accepted. I guarantee you see Drake Younger in the chains now. It's gonna happen. Guarantee it. It's okay. He couldn't do it before, but now it's okay. You'll see.
It's funny because
mark my words. God damn it.
Think about in the last 2 years how many new promotions and new events have popped up.
It's insane. Everybody's running a promotion. It doesn't even matter. No one. If people will pay and have the money, they can just do it. Who's stopping them?
Who's stopping them?
No one stopped us.
Well, maybe one day we'll have a deathmatch promotion.
We do Blvd Bullies backyard
all
barbecue.
the guys with mustaches.
We, dude. Ask Tarzan and Kid Osborne if they enjoyed our barbecue, and we'll ask how they felt about it. We're lovely Blvd Bullies.
Tarzan works so hard. He's everywhere. He's doing everything. And then look at what he did. Tournament of Death.
Did you see what happened to Kid Osborne?
What happened to him?
He made a post saying that he is no longer going to be professionally wrestling.
What?
100% no longer affiliated or doing professional wrestling.
What?
He must have a job. He must have a job.
He must have gotten a really good job.
He made a post.
He must have gotten a promotion at his job. You can chalk it up
to me. You can say it's my fault. But
is it possible that Brian forced Kit Osborne into retirement? Wow.
R.I.P.
The last thing he ever wanted to do.
I can't believe that fellow Sagittarius Kid Osborne has quit wrestling.
I don't know if I think he'll come back. It's wrestling. He's made a statement where he's taking when he comes back eventually.
Maybe he's just going to take a step back.
When he got a pop. When we brought Kid Osborne back and look what you made me do, there was a pop for that man. I don't give a fuck. That was a good moment.
And that was the very moment. Very moment with me on commentary, Larry ring announcing, you in the ring, Sean in the ring, and Kid Osborne hitting you from behind. That's the very moment that you can start to track the rapid, historic decline of XPW. The right around the time I was pissing in a bottle at commentary.
We're the NWO. We're the injection of poison.
The lethal injection, the lethal dose of poison.
Well, Rob Black is actually Vince McMahon. He's injecting XPW with
injected XPW. It's true. He injected XPW with us. We didn't ask to be injected.
I'm just a filthy, filthy boy.
Lethal dose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what all these people go, Atticus Kogar screams, oh my God, I'm so sick of this guy. Bring back storytelling. Nobody in your locker room tells a story. Story. How about this story? You guys haven't even, it's been such a good story, you haven't even realized it. It's the lethal dose. Everybody's just gotten angry. But that's storytelling.
Could Kip have quit because of Aaron's face?
Do you think that
I think Kit quit before Aaron broke his face.
Oh.
Huh.
Well, it had nothing to do. It
Does
had
Kid
nothing
have
to
an
do-
alibi? Where was he?
Nothing has had anything to do with Aaron breaking his face.
Yeah, Kid Osborne
And
couldn't do
was there an
that to anybody's
explanation, or
face.
was it just like I'm done? Was there an explanation like I'm over
Well, just
this
think about it.
shit,
Kid
or-
Osborne quit wrestling.
No, it wasn't even like an angry post. It wasn't even like an angry post. He was he like thanked
Tarzan's in
thanked
Tournament of
everybody.
Death.
Yo, we propelled. Tarzan has been propelled ever since we did that fucking.
Ever since he swung on you,
He
ever
fucking
since he
tossed me
pushed
like a
you.
salad, dude. He tossed me like a fucking salad.
I didn't like that.
Also,
Dude, that was great
speaking
shit.
of those who will never be in Tournament of Death without the support of Blvd Bullies, you know, the seance of suffering is still a thing. And Brian named that match. Brian named that. The Blvd Bullies named the seance of suffering, and that's still being used. You know?
And I don't even want to get into that. That's rude.
Larry will be over there in no time.
It's a good name.
Be back over there in no time.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm staying right here with my great kitten Mariah, who just returned.
But they're a branch. They're also a branch of they're connected to Seven.
Brian got his salad
Are they
tossed.
though? Are they, or are they at Circle 6?
I think they're all cousins. They all fuck, Larry.
Hey,
They all
congratulations, Kid Osborne, on your new job. Your new good job.
So when the next show is the Jersey show, Larry?
Yes.
And Larry, what is
Yes.
your next show?
I do the Pride shows. Anytime Rick Cataldo has a Pride show. So I do
with
them.
our friend
We don't
Chad
really
Mins.
talk
That's
about
Chad
them.
Mins'
We
show.
don't really talk about them because we're proud of being bulls. We're proud of being bulls. So we don't talk about them. But I do the Rick Cataldo gay pride shows.
Is King of the
So
Death
I'm
Match
doing one of those.
Is that in Brooklyn?
are the Rick shows in Brooklyn?
Well, if you would let me finish.
So you sounded you stop. You paused.
No.
You paused, Larry.
Listen, I'm Rob Black. Okay, I take pauses.
Sometimes
The next one is this Saturday in Philly. The next one is this Saturday in Philly. So my next show is Saturday in Philly for Rick Cataldo's gay show, the Matter of Pride, LGBTQ wrestling.
It's this Saturday in Philly.
Yep.
Question in the chat: is King of the Death Match going to be Circle 6 or Circle 7? Well, I'll step in here and answer that. Why don't they both just do it? Because the words King of the Death Match combined are the most overused words in all of professional wrestling. So who cares? Why don't we all do a King of the Death Match?
Well, first of all, Homeless Jimmy is the king of the death match.
King of the Death
And
Match
also-
title, champion.
Right. And also, I think that it has been announced that it's a Circle 7 event. It's a Circle 7 King of the Death matches. So Larry will be should be privy to the King of the Death matches this year.
Larry, are you going to do the BCW show at the ECW Arena on October 26th with Blackout?
I do not believe. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm doing that, Pat, that you just said. Yeah. I'm doing a lot. I have a lot of shows. I am actually a little overwhelmed at the amount of bookings that I have. I guess thanks to the Blvd Bullies. Thanks to the Blvd Bullies, I am booked out the ass.
I don't think that's
Say
true at all.
that, Larry. Can you say that one more time?
Thanks to the Blvd Bullies, I am booked out the ass.
Put that in your fucking ass. and
It
smoke
said
it.
nobody ever.
Look at Tarzan.
Look at Tarzan. Did you see the AI video that was on his Instagram. That was like it was like clips of him from TOD, but it told like the entire backstory that he's written in his mind, that he was actually he actually is human, but he was raised in the jungle. But he was raised in the jungle in a sexy way, so he's still sexy. And then he came back to the.
I need this AI app.
Oh, you need to go watch whatever the hell is going on his Instagram immediately.
Well, if you don't know, XPW has been releasing AI songs with music videos. Not AI music videos. One Thomas Byron makes the music video. I purvey or procure the AI song.
Wow.
And it is released. And some people don't like it. Some people hate the AI. But I enjoy it. It's very enjoyable for me.
As a real musician, why wouldn't you just team up with like Vinny Dudes and write some music?
Because you ever try fucking sitting with another musician and doing anything at all? It's like misery and torture in a fucking bottle. And I rather just talk to the AI, tell it what I want, and it listens to me like a good robot and gives me what I want.
You're the drummer. You're supposed to be the robot.
To a certain extent, but to get the guitar player to play exactly what you want and have the vocalist say exactly what you want is not easy. So you get a robot to do it.
Huh.
It works very well. Works very well. No stress. No stress. No band practice. Just me and the robots.
That's a sad and terrifying thought. Just like your views on Santa Claus and your new haircut.
It's the future, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. Well, one day, hopefully the world ends soon with like a super volcano and we don't have to worry about anything. But
that would be better.
Until then, we're going to use AI and we're going to fucking talk shit on the internet.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Larry, what mainstream wrestling thing has been in the front of your brain this week?
Probably Nigel versus Danielson in 2024.
Oh my God, Nigel! That's supposed to happen tomorrow at the Grand Salam.
Where is that? Is that in New York City?
It's at the tennis stadium.
I thought you said that's not happening.
It's happening now.
Are you going?
No.
We should go.
What am I, crazy?
Yeah, I can't believe that match is going down if it happens tomorrow.
I saw Nigel was trying so desperately to let people know that he used to be a wrestler and that it's like a big deal that he's fighting Bryan Danielson. Do you have any Nigel McGuinness stories, Larry? You ever go out, hang out, talk to backstage Nigel?
Yeah. Yeah. Nigel was like the spokesperson for this company called Wrestling Cares. It's called Wrestling Cares. And they ran a tournament in LA called the Race for the Ring. And the winner of this tournament got a ring placed around their finger. That's why it was the Race for the Ring. Well, at the second one of these shows that I was the announcer for, I got wrecked with Willie Mack and the Human Tornado and my brother Casey Brown in the hotel room. And I went down to the show and my eyes were more red than the devil. And I got my assignment. And my first thing that I was supposed to do was call all the guys out in the ring that were participating in the Race for the Ring. And like, I don't even know what happened, but I totally just stopped talking and blanked on everyone's name. And Nigel, I introduced him first and he said his thing. And I remember him feeding me everyone's name as they came out because I was so blasted and I was so embarrassed. But rather than him like taking the mic from me and like being like, and this guy and that guy, he just like very very subtly was like, you know, Anthony whoever. And I'm like, Steve Anthony, you know, I'm saying everyone's name. But yeah, he's always been really nice to me. He's always been a very nice guy to me.
That sounds like a PK story you just told there.
I mean, this was like in 2013, Pat. This was very, very young, and first time being flown to LA ever was for Wrestling Cares, which was Nigel's promotion in like 2013. This is after winning The Price is Right. I was back in LA with Wrestling Cares, and yeah, I totally got so fucked up off that Cali weed. I forgot everything. And Nigel, like in the ring, fed me each guy's name as they were coming out. And I was doing it with so much gusto because I was like, oh, Larry fucking blew it.
So who do you
And I
think's
was
going to
never
win,
flown out
Bryan
by that
Danielson or
company again.
Nigel McGuinness?
Huh?
Who do you think's going to win the match?
Oh. Nigel. and the bride's gonna retire.
Nigel's going to win. I agree. Brian, what do you think?
I don't think I can care any less. Or I don't think I could care. Could care. What was it? What's your pet peeve, Larry? That what was
You said it right. You said it
Right.
right the first time. You said it right. You
care
couldn't
any
care
less.
any less. You couldn't care any less.
I'm sorry.
Not you could
said it
care
right.
less. Not,
I said
you
it.
could
I
care
said it right.
less.
So I didn't
couldn't
upset
care any
Larry.
less.
So
Yeah.
I don't give a shit really.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Keep an eye out for Larry at the BCW show at the ECW Arena, October 26th with Blackout. Keep an eye out for Tarzan continuing to ascend. I mean, we got some time left. Bully's got to bring in one-time Sergeant Jimmy Controversy. That would be one hell of a show. Brian versus Jimmy.
Jimmy's begging me to come on this show.
Bring him on.
That would be a hepatitis match. If Brian was the catalyst of, if the Blvd Bullies segment was the catalyst of XPW's downfall, then the USB fleshlight was the catalyst of Gage leaving GCW.
I can't believe that happened.
Which thing? Our moment or Servino fucking a fleshlight?
Servito.
Yeah, that's so fucking awesome.
I can't believe that. And I don't even know.
I mean, I don't mean
who
like,
that
oh,
is.
you know, obviously.
It's not good. It's not
Thoughts
good.
and prayers to all the victims of his sadistic, sick. This is awesome, like in just a fascinating, creepy way. It's very fascinating to me.
I just can't.
I think the fact that he was exposed is awesome. That's what's awesome. And he's no longer at shows being a fucking creepy fucking weirdo.
Brett released a statement.
About
Release
what?
a statement.
When the Servino thing broke, he released a statement about like, how was I supposed to know?
And
Right,
then
it was a
Brian,
whole
of
thing.
course, jumped
I
down
talked
his
shit. I talked
throat.
shit. That was when the Joey Janela and Chad Mins originally became the GCW fucking maintenance control or fucking damage control fucking squad. Fuck them. Fuck everybody. I'm never gonna shut my mouth. And it is what it is. It's the way she goes.
Well, and with Brian's ruthless command over AI, even if he does get his jaw broken, he'll still be able to communicate here on this show. So,
There's
joke's
no
on
stopping
you.
this.
When
come
DJ
forever.
announced that Cage of Death was going to be in Atlantic City, Chad Mins was like, over my dead body, will you ever run Atlantic City?
I feel like Joey Janela's fists probably feel like getting hit with White Castle cheeseburgers.
Well, one's like White Castle, the other's like White Claw.
Oh, you got to watch out. You got to watch out for that White Claw. Brian, just
All
take your
right.
earrings off,
I-
put
I-
Vaseline on your face, you'll be fine.
It's
Hey,
not. It's not.
quick
I was
update.
like, let's go to 9:13.
Quick update. Let's just talk real quick about spooky season. Spooky season. Right here, if you listen to this program, you realize that we came up with this year's Christmas shirt. But until then, the George the Animal Steel Christmas shirt is on sale. And sweater crew neck on sale on blvdbullies.bigtartel.com. Brian, you say it.
The George the Animal Steel Christmas shirt is available on the blvdbullies.bigcartel.com.
Yeah, there you go. Christmas time. So that's going to be on sale until we release the new Christmas.
Off. What'd you say?
But, however, starting October 1st, running all the way until October 31st, Legends of Death 1, 2, and 3 are all going to be on sale. So if one of those shirts is missing from your collection, please go ahead and do yourself a favor. If somehow you are hearing the sound of my voice and all 3 shirts are missing from your collection, there's going to be like a 3 for $50. There's going to be like an 8th deal.
Three for $50.
3 for $50, dude. I haven't heard that since I'm in high school.
Yeah, it's like a 3 for $5.
I missed those 3 for
Like a 3 for $50 type of deal. So, by this time next week, we're going to have those shirts on sale. We're going to have the New York Mets in the Major League Baseball playoffs. Brian may or may not be physically injured, made some new enemies, or made some new friends along the way. And Larry, don't you ever change. So whether you're in the hospital, whether you're running shows in all the places around the world, whether you're selling merch or not selling merch, whether you're wrestling in Tournament of Death, wrestling in a bar somewhere, stealing all the bands that I know are good, whether you're just walking around with your new job, having just freshly quit wrestling, that's great. But if you're an enemy of ours, die slow. And, Blvd Bullies always take the low road. Till next time, out of time. Bye-bye.
I'm so cursed, may you burn in hell forever. The
Is there